Scorpio Ophiuchus, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for October 24th through the 30th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this channel is about using the actual constellations in the sky, known as Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below for more information. All right, so this week we do have a new moon at the end of the week, which means coming into it, we'll be in the third quarter phase, which means it's a good time to take some action, be proactive in our life. But as the week unfolds, I think it's good to listen, to be receptive, and to see what these new beginnings might be. Now, it's another new moon in your 11th house, which has to do with your aspirations. In fact, this is the second new moon you've had here. This whole past lunar cycle was about those aspirations of yours. If it's not personal aspirations, maybe it was for your group or community. Things you're a part of that are greater than yourself, and a bit of that idealistic nature as well. So again, that's continuing to unfold, and this new moon will be conjoining up to Mercury, who does rule that 11th, I think really emphasizing those aspirations. So again, if it's for yourself, it could be your hopes, your wishes. If it's external, it could be with groups, community, and things larger than yourself. So let's go ahead and see how this week unfolds in terms of how the aspects are shaping up. There's a lot going on, a lot of which is involving Mars, your ruler, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. But let's look at this Venus. Venus is going to be squaring up to Neptune Tuesday and Wednesday, sextiling up to Jupiter, which is actually quite supportive there during the same time as well. So this is, first of all, a Venus who's been in your first house. So maybe you guys are looking good, feeling good. Maybe there's been an emphasis on relationships and a bit of those personal needs of yours and enjoying a bit of that, self-image and your goals and things. Although in the context of the fact that this past year has been very serious for you to cultivate these responsibilities, your goals, these things that are about you, these personal needs of yours, your independence, assuming healthy responsibility in your life and a bit of maturity, groundedness, and really just having to be patient in general when Saturn comes into the first house. So that's been the greater context, but recently Venus coming in here can tend to lighten it up a bit, can be enjoyable, can place an emphasis on relationships for you. And this week, though, merging the two. How can you now bridge the gap between these values, these personal values of yours and relationships, with this longer term stuff maybe you've been working on, or these longer term things you can be working on? And that's the merging with Venus and Saturn. And in many ways, you do have a new beginning with these goals of yours, with these longer term things, or whatever it is that you have been patient with or can be patient with this week. So let's go and look at this from Tuesday and Wednesday, though. So Venus will be squaring up to Neptune. Anything relating to yourself, anything relating to relationships, you may want to give a bit of a present approach to that here Tuesday and Wednesday, because it's squared to Neptune. Sometimes there can be some uncertainty. Sometimes there can be some fog, some nebulousness. But with a bit of presence, then it can work its way out very good, especially as well if you want to give it some time. If you don't have all the information, if you don't have all the facts, or there's uncertainty, maybe you can give it some more time as well. But most importantly, being present and maybe listening to your intuition, particularly Tuesday and Wednesday. A lot of this might have to do with your personal life, which has already been so important for you to have this accepting approach. Neptune in your fourth house. This might be with home, might be with location, might be with family, might be with your health. There's been a lot of spiritual development here, and you can really liberate yourself here, so to speak, with presence, with acceptance, and that intuition. Now, as we go into the weekend, Mars, your ruler, who's recently gone into your second house, has gone over Pluto. So there was a lot of transformations this last week, maybe involving you, involving those goals, where you're headed. And a lot of it might be the energy you can be putting into your resources right now at the moment. This has been Mars in your second house, helping you cultivate your inner resources, such as your self-reliance, your sense of self-worth, your self-efficacy, your belief in yourself, that you can go out and pursue and attain your values in life, and maybe even quite literally that, putting energy into your finances, putting energy into your assets, or any of those material values. So whatever those transformations were last week, again, with self, maybe with your work as well, or your routine, it's a great week to implement those things this week. But during the weekend, I do want to say Friday and Saturday, Mars will be squaring up to Uranus. So again, just like earlier, give these things a bit of a space. Maybe it's the finances. Maybe it's just yourself. You might be feeling a bit impulsive, like maybe making some rash decisions. Maybe like expressing yourself quite quite rashly or whatever it is, wanting to break free, break through. But yeah, presence, acceptance, and listening to the intuition, though. There's something here that is helping you have more freedom of your self-expression and more freedom of enjoying things in your life that you're passionate about, that you enjoy, that are an expression of who you are. But just do be aware of any tendency to go to any extremes of rash decisions, rash actions, or a bit of that impulsiveness, which isn't saying there will be, as much as there's just a caution of that when a ruler is squaring up to Uranus like this. But if you do give it that space and you are listening to that freedom, I think you can implement it quite grounded and quite patient, and that could be a very positive thing for you. In fact, it could even be healing with a sextile up from Chiron there. And again, involving the material stuff also, giving that a bit of space. So that's the week in a nutshell in terms of the aspects. And then again, this new moon will be on Sunday. So a good weekend to listen and really listen to what these aspirations might be or what's coming in, and setting some intentions with that, conjoining up to Mercury. Maybe some new beginnings with what really matters in life. Mercury does rule your 8th house as well. What's really meaningful. And to trine up to Neptune, so it could be supportive from the home, family, and health sector, which although has been going through this sort of cleansing or transformation with the South Node and Neptune, this new moon is very supportive up to that Neptune. So it could be easy going. Again, there's support, and it's all for those personal and outer aspirations, such as things larger than yourself. All right, so Scorpio Ophiuchus, have a fantastic week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.